Hello everyone. So done and dusted with your CA final financial reporting paper. Now, right now I'm not going to discuss the entire paper or share any MCQ solutions because I kind of want you to focus essentially on your next paper, and that should be the thing that you should focus on every paper. But a very quick overview in terms of the general feedback that we got from the students and a quick overview from the paper is that the paper was by and large of the moderate grade. Definitely, like every other FR paper, it was lengthy. MCQs were a little tricky, and there were a couple of different questions, slightly tweaked questions, but by and large, most of the students found the paper into the moderate and the average category, and that is a good start for your exams, and that is a good momentum that you should use for the purpose of taking it further. I'm sure you would be finding some silly mistakes when you compare it with someone, when you discuss it with someone, when you go back. I'm telling you, you have enough time to do that post 15th of May till the time you get your results. So if possible, as soon as possible, you are able to turn that switch in your mind. As soon as you are able to move on into the next paper, you are going to value this half an hour, 1 hour before your AFM. Remember, FR gave you a big runway. It gave you a good 4, 5, 6 days before your paper. AFM does not give you that. Every student faces this problem before the AFM paper, that they suddenly realize halfway during the next day that they have very less time. So however your FR paper has done, you have done your bit, and I'm sure you are going to get a good result for it. Now you have to shift gears and focus on your AFM. So in terms of AFM, currently what do we have? Well, I'll share with you this AFM planner as well on the Telegram. You can check on that, but largely AFM will be subdivided into 5 parts, and you have to think on how do you complete those 5 parts. So if you go to your time availability, for example, you have around I would say 5-6 hours today, depending on how late you are going to study, maybe around 12 to 14 hours today, if you can, tomorrow if you can push, and then another 4-5 hours. So if you go to see in totality, you might have close to not more than 22 to 24 hours. So if I even look at this at the upper limit of, let us say, 24 hours of time, you have to divide this into 5 clear blocks. So one is valuation and mergers, second is portfolio, mutual funds, risk management, third is foreign exchange, international financial management and capital budgeting, fourth is derivatives and interest rates, and fifth is your theory. So what you have to do is approximately for each of these 5 blocks, you would allocate anywhere between 4 to 5 hours. Now, only if you're able to do that will your portion get done, right? So everything would on an average take around 4 to 5 hours. Maybe something like a foreign exchange might take a little more, a theory might take a little less, but ensure that you kind of plan it accordingly. Now, I have said that you start with securities valuation and mergers if you are good with that. If not, I'm telling you, you swap this and go into the portfolio, mutual funds and risk management. This is typically a part where students don't face as much of a difficulty. So if you're comfortable with starting with bonds or equity, then you do security valuation, but it is very important that you go into the momentum fast. So whatever is the most comfortable, you should do it. In my experience, that is not derivatives, that is not foreign exchange. So either of these two will be your starting point today, and you will try to wrap that up today. So do I study each and every question? I don't think you have enough time. Do I need to look at the LDR important questions? Yes. Do I need to look at important adjustments that I've marked? Yes, you should do that. Try to cover as many concepts as possible rather than, see, your AFM typically you will have around 400-500 problems. You may not be able to complete everything unless you are a superhuman in this span of time. So at least focus on your important LDR questions. In that way, you are covering at least the length and breadth of the subject. And if you have marked something which is important or highlighted something, just touch upon that. Now, do I need to solve things on pen and paper? Well, probably from every section you can try one, like one question from bonds you can scribble, one question from equity you can scribble, one question from let us say index futures, one question from options. So you can try one question on pen and paper so that you know how the process flows, but otherwise it is more important that you touch upon you refresh these concepts and adjustments that are there. That is of paramount importance rather than because if you sit and solve each and every question, you have just 1.5 days, right? So it's going to be very difficult to do that. But referring questions and maybe from every section, if you're trying to solve one in rough also, that is sufficient. Okay, so today I think you will do portfolio mutual funds risk management. If you are quite comfortable, then you pick up valuation, because that is a fairly big topic along with mergers. So one of these two. Now tomorrow you do the other topic, and then you pick up foreign exchange, international financial management, and if possible capital budgeting actually is together, but we have put it at the end because it has a lot of calculations, and if you are running short on time, then in capital budgeting, I mean, you can just refer the adjustments and proceed. It's relatively easier to kind of review, because there is a lot of calculations relatively as compared to the questions. And then you have this derivatives and interest rates. Do not keep it for the absolute last day. In 2 different installments, try to complete foreign exchange, try to complete derivatives. Foreign exchange is a topic which we have consistently seen students just before their exam kind of get, because it is attention to detail, right? You need to think, pause, whether you have to select the bid rate, ask rate, etc. So ensure that you kind of complete foreign exchange end to end. Even if at places you think that you are not getting as much confidence, try to develop an understanding and proceed. Don't get fixated and stuck at one thing, because otherwise that will take up a lot of your time, and that is the only thing which is very scarce right now. And one thing which you have been ignoring throughout your curriculum, but this is not the point where you ignore it, is the theory. You are definitely going to get questions on your theory, and for that we have even uploaded 2 detailed videos for your theory. One is for theory specific topics like securitization, risk management, financial policy, startup finance, and one for the other topics where we have tried to compile everything which is there and discuss that, so that you kind of have that quick recollect. We will share that on the Telegram channel as well, the links for everything. But as much as possible, try to focus on an exhaustive coverage. I know it is very easy to say, but don't ruminate on what has gone back in the paper. That is now not within your control, but the next paper and the other papers are still within your control, and you don't want to kind of miss one crucial hour just thinking about FR. And most of the times, it is with my experience, what happens is, when I will not check something which I'm very confident, I will check things which I was doubtful, and if I'm doubtful, there's a 50% probability I'm right, 50% I'm wrong. So out of the 5 things that you are checking, it is possible that 2 or 3 things would be wrong, 2 or 3 things would be right, and if it is wrong, well, it is going to take you down. And hence I would avoid doing that comparison and checking right now. You have ample time after your mid-May, so you can do it then. So I'll wish you all the very best for your AFM paper and your preparations. Get into the mold as soon as possible. We are all there cheering for you, and God bless you all. Take care, goodbye, and good luck.